Good afternoon. Well, evening. I've been posting these at 8 p.m. I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amberlicious.
We're Untitled Nerd Network. And it was kind of funny. I forgot about that. This is episode 8 of season 1 of The Sopranos. We're going to be talking about the legend of Tennessee Moltisanti. I remembered it because it was a very long title. And I was like, oh God, I'm going to struggle with this
Well, I mean, the episodes were up there forever, and you took forever to get ready to record.
Yep.
So,
But it is what
back
it is.
to the main menu.
We're not going to worry about that. Apples and oranges.
No, I'm gonna let everybody know what really happened.
Anyway, we are continuing our complete series review of The Sopranos. This was a pretty fun one.
It was fun.
We had all the indictments are starting to come down. Yeah, they haven't quite hit yet. But for the first time, we see the FBI show up at Tony's door to search the house. Looks like they didn't really.
But they had done a lot of preparing before that because he knew they were coming.
Yep.
He didn't know when, but he knew they were, and tells Dr. Melfi that, hey, if I don't show up for an appointment, I'm on vacation. And so she's like, you're going on vacation. You don't know if you're going on vacation. You know, it was a whole episode. And then finally, so she was like, okay, so I'm to assume that you're on vacation and I am not to contact you. You are to contact me. And he was like, yeah. And so then he also, takes all his money that he's got stashed and guns that he has stashed in his house, and he takes it to his mother's place and hides it. Like Carmela takes her out to brunch. That was pretty smooth because I really didn't know where that was going. I didn't know if he was going to run with it. I didn't know if he was going to just like hide it somewhere, where he would hide it. Actually, smart.
Whenever he was waiting outside the retirement community, I actually thought that he was going to go in there and sweep the place for bugs.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Instead, he went and hid all that stuff at his mother's place.
So you've got that. The FBI agent showed up and,
of course, they didn't find anything.
No, they took the kids' computers, though.
They did, and they were upset about that. And which is funny because, Meadow knows what's up. So she told the brother, and he was like, okay. And she's like, well, you don't want them seeing all that porn you downloaded. And he's like, oh, he couldn't get over there fast enough to delete that.
Yeah.
And they ended up taking their computers,
The one of the kind of ongoing plot threads of this episode was Christopher. You kind of see, he's like writing this movie script and he's struggling. God knows I've been there. And
he's struggling with that. He's struggling finding his place with Tony, because he wants to make a name for himself, but he's not getting the recognition in the public eye on this, and he's mad about it.
Yeah.
And they mentioned they mentioned Brendan, who died, and rightfully so. Christopher was upset about that because Christopher has played a bigger part, I think.
Yeah.
So.
But he's also been under the radar, and, nobody really, all the stuff that he's done has been kind of secret stuff that nobody's been able to. I guess that's a testament to how good he's been.
It is, and I don't think you realize that, that, and I think Tony purposely does that for that reason, because he has a soft spot for Christopher.
And I don't think he wants Christopher, he wants Christopher to stay on the spotlight as much as possible. That way he doesn't have a big target on his back, and he can advance.
Right. And he's, because Christopher is kind of a hothead, and so he don't realize that. I mean, hell, just because he was pissed off and kind of wanted to, so he was big and bad. He shot that dude in the foot at the pastry shop, Which, don't get me wrong, the dude in the pastry shop shouldn't have been talking to him like that, but
which is interesting
he shouldn't have shot his ass.
I'm fairly certain that guy Gino who came in to get pastries in front of Christopher, I'm 99% certain that he is at least a semi-important character later in the series.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. We'll see if that's the same guy, but it really looked like him. But yeah,
sorry.
No, the whole thing with Christopher, like aside from Christopher just being like a total pothead, like I can relate to him a bit. You know.
Yeah. I mean, he's real frustrated, and he just wants to make a name for himself, and then he's not sleeping well at night anyway, and he had the dream about the guy he killed,
Yeah.
It was weird. It was strange.
Like the dude like doesn't sleep well. He has nightmares. He's trying to write a movie script. Like hell, I can relate.
So it makes him a little paranoid. His girlfriend's out of town too. I'm sure that doesn't help matters. And he got so paranoid, he dug up that dude's body,
which was probably a good idea in hindsight.
Why do you think so?
I just thought that was kind of a rush job anyway.
It was, and that's probably why he's stressed about it. But at the same time, Tony's like, "What are you trying to do? Get caught? Like, dumb." I agree with that.
What he should have done, he should have went to Tony immediately and been like, "Hey, I think there might be something off about this. I think there might be something that can be traced back to us. Can we maybe like figure out a plan to move this body ASAP?" That would have been the best way to do it.
Yeah,
he likes going off by himself and being independent, not knowing that this is a team business.
Yeah, that's another thing. He doesn't realize that, like, in order to make a name for himself, he is going to have to work with them as a team.
Yep.
Nobody makes a name by themselves.
They end up getting killed.
Yeah. You're exactly right. That was a cool scene, though, because that dead body was awesome. And it grew a beard and nails. What was in the
They had, like, those... They had those, like, N95 masks on and everything. I was like, oh, God. Because, I could just... Oh, God, it almost made me sick. You're over there.
That one guy sick. He was puking.
I could totally relate to that, too. Yeah, the FBI stuff, that was like a big part of this. And probably the other one was the doctor, she's like getting to the point where she's starting to open up a little bit to her family, which is a big no-no, in regards to, her family's kind of put two and two together.
Well, I think that's what it was. I don't think she opened up. I think she had a patient that, name or something like that, maybe. And
that's always that opens the door. Anytime you do that, it was like that episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where Larry went to. It's funny because it's another HBO show.
It's not even really. It could even not be that she opened her mouth. It's the fact that he got her a table in the restaurant.
Yeah.
He stole her car and had it fixed. He had her stalked. He kind of told on himself.
Yeah.
Honestly, she was trying her best to keep that under wraps, and because he let his feelings get in the way, kind of outed himself and outed her unintentionally.
But she's still like, tell.
Well, when somebody calls you out on something, what are you gonna do? Like, legit, what are you gonna do? I mean, you might as well own up to it. Somebody calls, it seems like her ex-husband's a real dick anyway.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that guy. You can kind of see how that marriage failed.
Right.
Now there was a episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm years back where Larry was at his psychiatrist, something kind of similar, and he was like telling him, all these like deep dark secrets and stuff, and the guy's like, I was like, well, I can't, talk about other patients or, let anybody know anything. He's like, but I had a patient a while back gives like this crazy, like sexual fetish secret or something. He was like, I can't tell you who he is, but he created Star Wars. And Larry's like, you basically just told me that was George Lucas. And he was like, no, I didn't mention the guy's name. I just, kind of let you know what the guy did. And he's like, yeah, but everybody knows that George Lucas created Star Wars. And the guy was like, no, that's just you assuming. And he was like, no, I'm pretty sure it's George Lucas.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know. I feel like I feel like there's probably some doctors out there who do that. Like, I mean,
I'm sure there is.
I'm sure it's not like a massive issue. But
there ain't no way there's not doctors out there that do that shit.
Or that go home and just discuss openly people. I'm sure it's really prevalent in like small towns.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know. Like, having grown up in a small town of just maybe 10,000 people, if that, you hear all kinds of stuff that when you hear it, that was supposed to be in confidence. And the only way this got out was somebody who was held by law, well, they wasn't supposed to say anything, said something. So. But anyway, we
got to see her family. And apparently, like, her ex-husband joins her parents and her son for dinner on a regular basis. Which, honest to God, I found that strange, seeing as, like, they pretty much don't get along.
Yeah.
But apparently their son has issues and sees a psychiatrist as well. And that's kind of why they do that, probably.
That psychiatrist seemed like a dick.
He did. he really did.
He has some very old-fashioned racist tendencies and stuff like that.
He did, and it's, I don't know. They all knew each other. That didn't help matters. If we were both psychiatrists, and I wanted to get our child help, I would not have a colleague. Because I just feel like there'd be some kind of bias there. So I would definitely get someone that I didn't know.
Yeah,
I just don't think that's a good idea. And then it really does seem like the dad is the root of a lot of the problems too. Like, that's crazy.
So what do you give this episode?
I'm gonna give this an 8. I really am, because there's some good stuff in it. I don't know, it just
I feel like something was off.
Yeah, something was off. I don't know. Yeah, the FBI came and did check in. There was a lot of comical stuff that happened despite this being a serious episode, I think.
Yeah. Oh, Tony's mom finally spilled the beans to Junior.
Yeah.
And Junior's just like, you seen a psychiatrist? And he does that like 8 times.
Yes, and she's like, do I have to keep saying this? Yes.
She actually calls him a broken record or something like that.
And Junior wasn't upset about it either. He was just couldn't wrap his mind around it.
It was just...
And I think he legitimately felt bad for Tony. Because before that, he said, he has a hard time handling stuff like this, unlike me, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And to hear that Tony was going to a psychiatrist because of it, like, what?
Oh, you could probably...
What? And even, with the mom foreshadowing, well, there's no telling what he said, he still was just in shock about it.
It was like after she broke the initial news, it was like he didn't absorb anything else she said after that. He was trying to come to terms with it in his mind. And God, I'm surprised it took us to the end of this to even come up with that.
Well, I wasn't exactly done bringing up stuff. You were just kind of like, what do you give this show?
I think that is pretty much...
I think so, yeah. I don't think we missed anything else. I mean, Polly talked to Chris for a little bit, tried to cheer him up, and, like I said, there's a lot of comical, like, when they got the word about the FBI and the indictments at that wedding, everybody quickly started leaving, they're like, oh, let's get out of here, and Everybody's doing spring cleaning. You see, what's his name, burning papers, books in the backyard. Everybody was trying to get rid of or hide evidence, so they couldn't prove anything. What do you think about the FBI agent spilling that and breaking that in the kitchen? Do you think there was something to that, or do you think it was
I think
an
he was
accident?
just a freaking idiot. That
You don't think they put like a bug in the ice maker or some shit?
No. I think that was just him being an idiot and clumsy and, kind of just screwing stuff up. I think that was meant to show some of the incompetence and some of the some of the officers that were coming in there. And, I truly believe that the dude who was, he was trying to be cool about it. He's like, hey, I know you got kids here. Let's do this in an orderly fashion. We're just here to get this done. But
also, he was, Italian too.
Yeah, and I don't know if that necessarily had anything to do with it.
It could be, though. I mean,
it could.
After they had the whole discussion after that about the Italians at the dinner table, when they were all eating Chinese,
Yeah.
Like a thing. I don't know.
I think that was just a instance of just a decent guy being on the force and just not wanting to. He didn't have any personal grudge. He wasn't going in there trying to be a badass. He was just wanting to go in there, do his job, not cause any further, complications or anything, and just get it done and get in and out. And, hey, we got to come in here and do this. So, yeah.
What do you give it?
I'm going to give this episode a 9.
Okay.
It wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good. I liked it. It's, anything 9 and up is something that I could turn right around and watch again immediately.
I could care less about watching this.
Yeah.
And it wasn't horrible, but like, meh.
There were
I never watched it again, and it wouldn't hurt my feelings.
There were a handful of things in this episode that have been building for a few episodes that they finally happened. And this was an all-around eventful episode.
Yeah, but it happened in such a way that it was just like, meh.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I think I don't know, I love Christopher as a character, but he is just so hot-headed and annoying.
He needs to chill.
I would not get along with that guy at all.
But that also brings the question, is he still doing meth? Because if he's still doing meth, that's why he's acting that way.
They haven't shown it?
Yeah, they haven't shown it. That's why I bring it up, because it's like, they really haven't referenced it since Brendan died.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Alright, well that's it. We'll see y'all for next time. I think next time is episode 9.
Yes.
And, we're just kind of rolling these, every night. So.
Hey.
We'll see y'all next time. I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amberlicious.
And we are Untitled Nerd Network. This was episode 8 of our Sopranos reviews.